Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, bitch, we got this.
Hang on a second, guys. One second.
What up?
We've got to give a shout out to South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Friend and supporter, showing proof. Also, the longest running sponsor of I Got Some Shit to Say, the podcast.
Absolutely. Look, man, South Nashville Heating and Cooling, where quality and craftsmanship come together. They've been doing this since 1985. That's almost 40 years of service. Expert designs, quality installations, superior service.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you something.
What's that?
Tell me.
I feel confident in the fact that South Nashville Heating and Cooling will keep me warm in the winter.
For sure.
It'll keep me cool in the summer.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, these middle months, Halloween, you'll be comfortable even then.
Absolutely, dude.
Y'all know the deal, man. South Nashville Heating and Cooling. We love those guys. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the number. Tap in.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Always. Guys, last night, UFC off the chain. I watched it at one of my favorite places to do so at, right there at Fish House Sports Bar, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Okay. Located at 1626 Middle Tennessee Boulevard.
Absolutely, man. It's a great spot to eat. They got really, really good food, and they cater as well.
And sweet potatoes, turnip greens, macaroni, hush puppies, all that, man. Give them a call, 615-410-3265.
Facts. That kicking chicken, bruh.
Yeah.
Catfish.
God. Yeah. But look here, if you go there, mention I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast for a 10% discount. JoJo going to take care of you over there. Again, that's Fish House Sports Bar right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Y'all go tap in. Wow. Hey, man, we all know that sports betting can get pretty intense over the holidays, right? But that's why I love my bookie, man. You don't have to sweat your payouts. They got that real cash in, cash out, real fast and quick process. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And use promo code ChadArms on a $50 deposit and you get up to $200 instantly.
Fun fact, a lot of these betting sites and apps hit you with the bet $5 win $100, right?
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is you have to play 15, 25 time playthroughs in order to even cash out any of that money. My bookie is a one-time playthrough. Promo code ChadArms, baby.
Dude, y'all be sure to capitalize off this opportunity. Be sure to tap in right now. Join the MyBookie family. Use that promo code ChadArms. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop because trust us, we never do. All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squid.
That's right. R.I.P.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. With me back in the corner, I got me bodyguard. He me bodyguard. That guy.
Mildred.
Yeah, I'm still looking for Mildred. You're tuned in to
ChadArmesTV.com.
have to get that out there. Shout out to the big guy. Tonight, we got a special guest, a really special guest, one that I've literally been tracking across the country. Physically, it feels like. It really does.
Real shit.
We have Strange Music's own Jehry Robinson.
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all having me here.
Y'all calm the fuck down. Real talk. Jehry Robinson came across my radar, fun fact, at Red Rocks. I went to Colorado and saw Jelly perform to a sold-out crowd at Red Rocks.
Yes.
And on the bill, you know, I never saw a bill. I never knew who was on the show. I just knew that it was still Matthew Struggle Jennings and Jelly Roll. Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm in town, and then I, as I'm literally, this is how this worked out, Jehry. I was walking towards Red Rocks the night of the show, and I passed Strange Music's fucking the van. Yeah. And I'm like, Tech's here.
Right.
That's my obvious assumption, you know, with the success of Creature and all that good shit. Like I immediately Tech's here, like no question. And then we get inside, and I don't know if did you go on before Steel or after?
I went on right before.
Okay, so I'm expecting at that point at the beginning of the show, I guess that's what threw me off a little bit because I was expecting Steel to come out, and then all of a sudden this kid comes out, and and immediately I didn't know, but I mean, if you guys don't see that real pearly thing on his chest right there,
Strange Music,
right? There's no question that who's he's associated with.
Yeah.
So then my wheels start turning. I'm like, well, either Tech's here and he's coming out later, or that kid was in that damn van. Mm-hmm. And you know, immediately as he comes out, the stage presence that Jehry Robinson possesses is it's aggressive. Yeah. But he has like a very strong presence on stage, one that gets your attention before you hear the music. Like he took control over literally 8 to 10.
That says something. That says a whole
It definitely
lot.
says something, Bubba, because and I promise I'm gonna let you talk in a minute. I swear to God.
No, I'm enjoying this shit.
Right, just ride the wave, man. But at Red Rocks, you know, the kid was, and my bad for the kid thing. I'm just
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm an old man. I'm infamous for that. So just it's no disrespect. I promise. Don't beat me
OG,
up.
man.
Love,
OG.
Right. But you know, as he's opening a show for a sold out crowd for Jelly Roll, at the time that Jehry took the stage, easily, damn, that shit's loud.
My bad.
Easily, it was fucking shit. 7,000 to 8,000 in their seat by then. Easy.
I say so.
Right. And he comes out and he literally introduces himself like, hey, y'all pay the fuck attention. I'm up here right now. And I'm going to give y'all some of this catalog. You may know it, you may not, but by the time you leave, you remember who I am.
Yeah.
Enough said. I don't even know how long your set was, Bubba, but I know I saved the first 2 songs that you played that night.
That's real, man. I appreciate that.
Right.
Bro. I mean, that's the whole point, right? That's
Yeah,
the whole point of doing
absolutely.
something like that. Yeah.
And the whole time, I never even knew that I'd have the opportunities to meet you after. I mean, obviously, I was involved with some after show activities at Red Rock, and I had the opportunity to meet Jehry. That's what set up this whole deal today. But yeah, dude, the way that you came out and took over that stage, man. From the moment you did that, and then when I got more in tune with the catalog, I mean, however song, I don't know how long you performed for a while that night, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like 25 or something like that.
Is that you?
Yeah, every time I turn my head.
Don't look at him, man. I'll just play. I'll just play it.
We good.
Yeah, but by the time, like I said, I immediately looked you up as you started performing.
Yeah.
And I saved the first 2 records. They're still in my catalog now, but I'm stuck on one record in particular of yours right now. It's the intro for your latest album, 21.
2020.
Maybe. What's the name of the album?
The last album is called The Name's Not Important.
The first song with Tech.
Oh, yeah. On My Face.
That fucking song.
Yeah.
That's the
second
song.
one's hard too.
But the Out My Face is on repeat. Like up to you pulling up today, I've been on Out My Face. Like I couldn't even get through the album because I keep going back to the first.
That's a good thing. That's a good.
Yeah, it's a great
There's
thing.
a lot more to unpack on that album, man.
Yeah, but during that 20-minute set, dude, you captivated me. Like I was captivated me rather. I was so. I was hoping that I'd have the opportunity to meet you and tell you that you did a great job doing what you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
And that led to our introduction. You know, after the show, it's exactly that. I saw him from across the room, and I approached him and literally told him what I'm telling y'all. That he didn't know me from nobody. Granted, I was backstage at Red Rock and I had a little pass on my shirt or some shit, but
Right.
I'm nobody to the next person. But cool kid. I mean, he fucking just he talked to me just like he's talking to me right now.
That's a
Like
hell of an intro, by the way, man. That's a hell of an intro.
Yeah.
I'm definitely good. I don't know if you have a round of applause.
Yeah.
Shit, man, but that was a good. Yeah, there you go. So you got it. I knew you did.
But no, dude, I was anxious for you to get here because what we do here, and I got some shit to say.
Right.
You know, it's kind of rare where we have the out of state talent.
Okay.
Like a lot, and luckily here where we are in Middle Tennessee and the people we associate with, it's not really hard to get talent over here.
Now, I see that, man. I've been out here for I've been out here since Thursday because I went to the show Friday with Jelly and everything. But the talent is crazy, man. Like I've been to a couple different studios. I was just with Jelly's DJ Chill. I don't know if you know
Shout out
Chill.
Chill.
Shout out
Yeah,
Chill.
we know Chill.
But he was just, I just met like 16 rappers and producers and people in
Yeah.
his studio. And then Still Matthews, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Still.
They got a studio out here. So it's like just the past couple of days, it's like, damn, man. And I'm from New York, so I'm always seeing, talent, especially in hip hop rappers and shit.
NY, man.
Yeah, shout out to New York.
Yeah, shout out New York, man. But
That's dope. That's dope as fuck.
But Nashville's a vibe. Like I feel like a home energy. I mean, even the traffic and shit. Y'all definitely got a lot of people here right now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big
I've been in
facts.
traffic the past like 3 days, but yeah, man, I see what you're saying though, because I could just see already, like, and then it's not just country too. That's the thing, like, I was just talking to Chill about that. Like, it's just there's so much hip hop. There's so much like there's an R&B cat I just met. Some pop girl.
I'm glad you said that, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad because a lot of people think of Nashville, they think of Tennessee, man. They think of just country.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, and that's like if you think of New York, you probably think of hip hop. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but if you you really dive into it, it's like, man, there's a lot going on out here, man.
Yeah,
and
for
it's-
sure.
And the people are real, and it's like that. It's like a small town, but a city.
Facts.
That's how I feel, man.
But
yeah.
especially to you though, because I mean, being from New York, dude. Like, fun fact, Squints has never been to New York.
Shit.
Right? I've always wanted to go to New York, and it's been like a thing. And you can talk to my better half, Amy. She'll co-sign that all day. Like I have aspirations to one day go to New York and just get fucking lost.
That's
like
one of my favorite places to visit, man.
I don't know about getting lost like that, but at least driving around and just seeing the city. I think that would be dope.
I think you absolutely need to go to New York, man. We should do it. We should do the next time we do a podcast. We should try to do it out there.
I'm down. We're down. We'll
sell
come
out
to
an
you.
arena out there or something.
Right? Absolutely.
That's the next shit.
So tell us, man. Like, born and raised in New York. Like, is that how that works?
Yeah. Born and raised.
Specific part. Like, what's that work?
I was born in Long Island, New York, man. Which is like we're probably like 20 minutes, 25 minutes outside of Queens, 35 minutes, 40 minutes from Brooklyn. Like, so you got the boroughs, right? And I feel like Long Island is like the forgotten borough. We're technically what, Queens, right? We're a part of Queens, right? But it's like Long Island is its own world. And when people are from Long Island, a lot of times, like we're talking about Rakim, EPMD, the greats, bro. Like the early on hip hop. But a lot of people will just say New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we're like the ugly cousin or some shit. We're like the ugly cousin no one really ever.
The Long Island is?
Long Island is, yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm happy to make sure I say Long Island. But then I moved out to Brooklyn, lived in Brooklyn for a while. And
I like Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn, man. So that's one of the first places I went to. I've been up there a few times. The first time I stayed in Brooklyn, man, that was pretty dope.
When you say when you moved to Brooklyn, what age is this? Like as a young kid or like a teenager? What's that looking like?
Yeah, like after high school.
Gotcha.
Around there. I moved to Brooklyn for a while, and it was just just more popping as far as music
as far as like coming into adulthood. That's where you wanted to be, type shit.
Yeah, I mean when I was younger, it was like it was a 40-minute train ride to Manhattan, like Times Square, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I watched 8 Mile. When I was a young kid, that came out, and it was like I remember I was like, man, I loved hip hop and shit. And I was like, I got a battle rap, and like that's like the Mecca.
Yeah,
Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens. It is different on that shit.
That shit different up there. That Smack, the whole thing, the Smack.
There you go. That's some love. So that's what So that was when I was.
Man, all this shit. Man, I love this shit.
Yeah, Chad's big into that shit.
And Smack DVD, if you don't know what that is, like that's like a cultural phenomenon in New York, and it was like battle rap competition. So all I wanted to do was like, man, I saw 8 Mile, got into the Smack shit, and then it's like it would be like, Brooklyn's fucking 25 minutes away. So there was this older cat, shout out my dude Carlos and Rez and JP Saliba and shit. All these kids were like, bro, they were older than me. So they were maybe I was 12,
right,
and they were like 18, 17, and they knew I could rap. So they were like, bro, sign this kid up. They would be paying the money to get me into battles and whatever. So that's how it started. I would go into Queens, Brooklyn, and I walk in there and be all like ambitious and ready to battle, and then somebody be like, man, sit your ass down, bro. They steal the mic. So like there's only a certain amount of times you can walk in, you could feel hype, like I'm about to do this battle, and then someone literally, like I signed up on the internet or whatever, everything was right, and I was supposed to battle, and somebody would literally be like, nah, my homie going on, and I'd be like, nah, dude, I got the list or whatever, and they'd be like, sit the fuck down, bro. 3 dudes pop behind, so it's like that's how I came up, where it's like even to get the opportunity to rap,
you had to fight for it.
To get on the mic right away, it was just like, bro, what you doing, bro? Sit down. You know what I'm saying? So that eventually turned into like I had to create like an alter ego. And walk up in there like, yo, man, where the mic at? I'm like, you gonna rap? Yeah, I'm about to rap, man. Give me the mic, bro. So it's like, then it's like you really put yourself in there where everyone's looking at you like,
you better be good.
You might make a fool of yourself. Right,
I get it,
and look crazy.
Let me ask you, while we're at that point, so now we're talking about where you're getting into the battle scene, or you're talking like more, you're trying to make a name for yourself, like aggressively, because you're forcefully having to do so. Right. Did you go by Jehry Robinson then?
I did, bro.
Okay, dope. That's fucking sick. That's so sick, because most artists change their name somewhere in their career.
So I had a name. I was Exil, which was short for exhilaration, for like a short
okay,
time.
there it is. Exil.
And then I just started. I started going by my name because I felt weird with people like referring to me. You know what I'm saying? Like becoming this. It just nothing fit. So I was like, man, I got to figure out a way. But But yeah, so I did have a name for a short time. We all do as rappers.
Not Squints.
Yeah.
Squints been Squints since the beginning.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's so rare. One, were you always one?
Nah, I wasn't.
See what I'm saying?
I wasn't, man.
Chad Arms wasn't always Chad Arms.
Yeah.
It sucks that my guy Jehry Robinson does not know Chad Arms. Fun fact, he don't.
Yeah.
So when I reference to Chad, he's kind of blank to that.
I'm gonna know
y'all forgive
now
us.
after this interview.
Absolutely.
Believe that, man.
Yeah, we'll let you hear some music that him and Chad or O and E and Chad got coming out the 23rd of this month.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and he's real big on the battle rap scene and shit, man. So he would be all over this conversation. Shout out Chatty Bobby.
Nah, yo, don't put me in the category now. Like I've become a recorded artist, but that's how I started.
I
ain't trying to battle nobody right now. But I will though.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Let me ask you this then: who's your favorite battle rapper?
Okay.
Serious Jones. I don't know if you know Serious Jones.
Yeah. I fucks with Serious.
Yeah,
Jones,
and he kind of changed. Like he's the dude who changed the. It used to be on the beat. Like when I first said like 8 Mile, right? You got the DJ, he plays the instrumental, and then it became this like real kind of like talky thing where it's like it wasn't even about having a good bar. It was like if you could just make fun of somebody and say something.
Yeah,
say
got them
something
jokes.
funny. It's a rap.
Yeah, I get it.
The dude who's coming at you with the lyrical miracle spiritual shit. It's like the fuck out of here. Like that. Like that was cool at one point. And then it came that. Like I think Serious Jones was the first dude to just be like, just come at somebody and say something about they hat or something. Everybody just be like, yo, this dude, he ain't even trying.
Yeah. That's the joking aspect of it, like the Charlie Clips name and all that right there.
Right.
One of my favorite guys though, man.
Charlie Clips?
No, I think he's from Queens. Hollow the Don.
Hollow the Don, 100%.
I fuck with Hollow the Don, man. That's my guy. Right
I've openly admitted this on past episodes. That's something I've always failed to get into is battle rap. As far as the circuit goes and like relevant artists, like Chad would keep me up to speed and he would always send me clips and shit that I should watch. Like, bro, you got to watch this battle. Check it out. But it just never I was always into selling records. You know what I'm saying? Like I always, you know what I'm saying? But then it became, I used to always say as an artist, I was like, freestyles don't pay the bills.
Yeah.
But, as battle rap has evolved over fucking 20 years.
Yeah, them boys getting money.
That shit can pay the bills now.
Yeah. There's some competition.
Shout out Bars Major.
They make 50 racks a battle and shit. Some of these guys.
You know what I mean? They literally be calling each other out from city to city and pulling up with a bag and just battling the shit out.
You got to have some thick ass skin to do that there, though.
For sure.
It gets disrespectful.
Yeah. Facts.
Man. Disrespectful. And actually, the more disrespectful, the better.
And I've been disrespected my whole life on that. That's why it's like when I go anywhere, like people, when I got into the more industry side of it, people like, man, I hope you got tough skin. We're going to talk about these records. I'm like, bro, I came up in New York City. I was the little white kid in the barbershop just getting beat up on. You know what I'm saying? So it almost like you better be good at roasting me if you're going to roast me, man. You better be, you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Sure.
And again, I love the fact that we're sitting across from a person that we don't really know that is from a completely different part of the country and came up completely different than us. But I don't know. It brings so many questions to mind. So I mean, like now you say, your late teens, that kind of shit. Have you recorded music at this point? Are you just interested in just being a dope battle rapper? Like, how's that clicking in Jehry Robinson's world at this time of your life?
No, that was. I mean, when I was in high school, it was like, man, I was just trying to rap to impress people at parties and shit.
But no recorded content at this point.
No,
gotcha.
Not until probably the end of high school. I started like saving up money, trying to go to studio. Learning how to do it on my computer or whatever the fuck. My mom almost kicked me out the house for like ruining a family computer. You know what I'm saying? It was like they're like, stop putting your music on there.
God, you're eating up all my memories.
So that was
put a virus on that motherfucker.
Yeah, that was probably like 17, 18. I started fucking with that. But
that was back when motherfuckers was burning DVDs.
Yes.
Burning.
It was right at that time. It was right at that time.
Napster and all that shit. Damn, boy.
Yeah.
What happened to Napster, man?
Yeah, that was it. That was like the
That's crazy.
Everything became the computer and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like even like YouTube and all that shit. So
that's when MP3s were born.
Yeah, and I remember that thinking like, man, I could just put my shit up on YouTube, man. I ain't even fucking trying to do the CDs for a while. I was just like, and what's ironically, my wife now, my girl at the time, she's like, yo, we're gonna put out this is 2017, 16, 17. Yeah. She's like, we're gonna put out a CD for the neighborhood and we're gonna give it out for free. And I was like, shit cost like $2,000 at the time. I was like, I don't know. No one's gonna no one cares about CDs. So we did this thing where we sent out the CD for free and we paid to ship it. all around just New York and shit. And then we actually put a thing. We said, put it up on Instagram and hashtag. And, I had no love on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But I did have like people who knew, Jehry could rap, But, I had no love on the internet. So like, that's kind of how we took the CDs and we brought them to the internet. We brought the love there. It was like people kind of wanted to be like, yo, all right, I fuck with this. Let me put the hashtag up. So we wound up with a couple thousand people doing it.
And your angle was basically like, give them a free disc, ship it to them, and in return, hopefully you'll get that online cosign type
hopefully,
scenario.
I said, look, if you fuck with it, I'm gonna give it to you.
Follow me over here.
Go to iTunes and buy it, and that was really like my girl called me a pussy. Because that like quote the interview with that, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah, so she called me a pussy. When your girl call you a pussy, this is for every dude out there. It's kind of like, bro, you better reassess. Reassess. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? So when she said that shit, I was like, because I was making a bunch of music. And I was like selling songs. I'm a songwriter. I make beats. But she's like, yo, your ass want to be on the stage. And it's funny. Like what brings me here is you saw me at Red Rock. So obviously since 2017, that shit worked. But she was like, yo, you want to be on the stage, and you over here being a bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? So like, So and then she said the CD
accountability
thing.
though.
Yeah, for real. And she said the CD thing. So we started up a company which is FBA. Famous by Association. That's my my brand.
Hell yeah. Okay. And that's still a thing to this day.
I was like, oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Sure.
Love it.
Yeah, that's what and Strange Music allowed us to keep that alive while becoming part of their family and releasing records and shit.
Yeah, shout out to Strange. We're gonna get to that bridge here in a minute.
Yeah, so that's what it was. FBA was born just putting out the CDs. That was the hustle. And then the best part was we sent out maybe 1,000 CDs, and I think 350 maybe 400 people showed up to a show 2 months later and sang every word on the mixtape
with that same blueprint, just sending out the free CDs.
Like that's how many people actually connect. That was the main thing. It was like if they didn't connect, I was out. That was my Hail Mary. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not gonna do this shit. Like we just spent, it was maybe $2,500. And I was like, like I sold drugs and shit, like sold some weed and shit. Like what I mean? We just had enough money to be like, all right, we could get this done. And I thought it might be, I was like, damn, if this don't work, I'm out. And then 2-3 months later, we did a show, and all the people that we sent the CD to came, and they were singing and shit. And I was like,
that's hard.
That was it. That was the moment. That was like, was the, okay, I'm in. We're going to do this. We're going to do this thing.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
Yeah,
man.
We've been ever since.
It's so dope to sit here and hear you tell that. And honestly, just because I don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dope to hear another human being, like, to reach where I saw you at, to hear you break it down for us as being strangers, bro. Because we know it's real. You know what I mean? If you've made it this far and where, you've got a creditable story, I mean, why the fuck you wouldn't boast the shit just because you're sitting here with us? This is a pretty creditable platform.
I just told you my girl called me a pussy. And
shit.
Like,
I love it, bro.
Like
the authenticity of it.
Real.
Like how genuine that is to hit. I love how you kept referencing the 8 Mile too. When you were talking about being from Long Island and taking that 45-minute train ride, when you as soon as you mentioned the train, you mentioned 8 Mile like 3 or 4 times after that.
It was so influential, bro. I mean,
exactly.
That was the shit, man.
It's so dope to hear that though, because when you go back to that era and that particular time that you're referencing to, and you put a hip hop artist at the age that you're at the success you're at now, but then you take it back to that timeline and you envision a kid being on a fucking train going from Long Island to fucking city.
It's determination.
And he's and that 8 Mile is in the air, that whole fucking vibe and that motivation and that inspiration from that movie. Like,
what was funny is he did in real, maybe that was kind of his life story, Eminem, whatever, right? But in the movie, he didn't really do shit. He never really, like, at the end, I think he's still homeless and shit. So I remember like showing it to like my mom's or whatever, and she was like, this dude is still a loser at the end of this movie. Like, what the fuck what are you trying to be like him for? He ain't do nothing. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, no, but he became Eminem, mom. That's really like his story.
Fun fact. I never thought of it like that until your mom told you that, and you told me
that's how parents look at it. Like,
it did kind of ring a bell in my head too.
Right?
Like, damn.
You're right.
I don't think he's successful at the end of the movie.
He's not.
They could at least let him blow up in the hood or something. Damn.
Right.
I guess all of us thinking that it's like Eminem's like story is. We all know he becomes Eminem, and then
which I'm sure it was. I'm sure it's, a little bit
still,
of both or whatever. You know what I mean?
But still, though, man, that's determination, man. Like you like the grit that it takes. The I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that shit means something, man. And just like the show the other day, a motherfucker see or know where you come from and to come from a similar situation. It's inspiration, man.
Yeah, it really is. Takes me back to that whole different side of the country comment I made. It's just dope to hear somebody else say it from somewhere else, but with the same end goal.
And it's funny because it's all the same though. As much as it's a little different, maybe there's trains here, there's buses here, whatever the fuck. It's like it's just the same thing, bro. We
same end goal. You know what I mean? Same story, different book. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
But out the mud shit.
Yeah, getting it out the mud. So now we're talking about how, we just got Jehry Robinson's fucking blueprint, basically about how he made himself relevant forcefully. Basically the same way you got on my radar though, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we're talking about him and his gal. They pressed up discs. They're sending them out all around the community. Basically, just all you got to do is throw up some hashtags or come to this show. Yeah. And then now motherfuckers know your music. That's where we're at now. You're saying that motherfuckers show up to this show and they're singing the words word for word and shit.
Yeah.
So then what happens in Jehry Robinson's world?
So then it was like we called it the first 300, right? Because it was like I think the first 300 people we sent the CD to became the first 300, and it was like then we had the merch and shit, like 300 T-shirts was printed. It was like basically like I got 300 people,
but the loyal, like the original loyal core, is what the idea is.
So
I get it. Dude.
So then when that shit happened, it was like, man, I was on fire. Like they came through, we did the meet and greet. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody vibe. It was almost like I told my family for that night. It was crazy, right? So it was like, all right, we got something. And then the next show, 300 people came. And then it went on for like maybe like a year, almost 2 years, where it was like, I was out in Brooklyn and shit. And we were building out in Brooklyn doing shows. And it was just like, I just felt like there was not a lot of movement from that. Like in the beginning, that shit was exciting as fuck. It was life changing. Yeah. And then it was like, damn, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do. It feels right? So I just couldn't, I'll be staying up at night. Like we do the show. And it's like the first time, let's say we made $2,000, we were like, yeah, hell yeah, we're doing this shit. And then, the third or fourth time when you make that, you like, man, this ain't enough. I can't quit my job yet. You know what I'm saying? I can't really like commit to this shit. And so then after maybe 2 years of that, I was up late and I literally went to YouTube. I was having like a night just like smoking at 3 a.m, like pacing around, you know what I'm saying? Us creators get nuts in the late night.
Believe it. Can't go to sleep, get rested.
Yeah.
So I purposely typed in, I think just something as simple as like inspirational music stories or something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So and this is I love this story because it's
I'm on the edge of my seat over here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's just an easy thing. It's like, so I typed that in because I feel like when I'm at that point, I'm like, all right, I don't want to submit to that spiral. Let me just get inspired. So Master P came on. And I remember, and I knew that shit already, of course. And then Jay-Z, and then I seen Tech Nine. Yeah. And I said, man, I know Tech Nine, man. That dude. And in New York,
he did it was different.
Yeah. And in New York, everybody know like Tech Nine's a GOAT. But as far as his catalog and stuff, we know like what made it to New York is like the hit, the bigger records and shit.
Right,
and in the Midwest, it's definitely a different vibe. So what I knew of Tech Nine is just, he's a GOAT and
facts.
Yeah, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest on the independent underground world. He's number one.
He's an architect.
Yeah, he's the best. So
he literally built a fucking
salute to Tech Nine, man.
One of the best blueprints ever provided to this industry.
Yeah, and at
Tech
the time
Nine possesses that.
At the time, he's just like a comic book character that I know about. So I checked that shit out, and I saw his partner. Shout out Travis O'Gwen. He's they linked up, made strange music, and I was bugging out, man. I was just like, for some reason, it was like a 5-minute little doc or something on, maybe it was like Complex or something on YouTube. I think it was actually Forbes. I think it's Forbes.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's like a Forbes thing. It's a little 5-minute mini doc, and I just like I woke up my girl who got me into this shit. You know what I'm saying? She, we've been doing it together and shit. And I'm like, yo, why? She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, all right, what are you saying? I'm like, I don't know. These dudes know what to do though. Like these dudes figured it out and they did exactly. They built from 300 people. And I was just like, yo, give me a meeting. We need a meeting because I have this theory where I'm like, there's no human being in the world that is so important that there's no way you could sit in front of them like you and I. Like I didn't know y'all, but now we're just human beings, and I believe in that. So it's like, whether it's the president of the United States,
there's no intimidation factor, no nerves, none of that shit. Like you talking like me,
love it.
So I get on my that's like my like motivational side of like, nah, we could, we believe it, we could achieve it, right? Let's get this meeting. So
talk your shit, love it.
So I get on my girl, she's my manager. We have a cool relationship in that where I'm like, all right, look, let's go, get me that meeting. I need to talk to him, and then she just moves. However, so she's DMing. I'm like, yo, DM, email, I don't care. It doesn't. Yeah. That's the thing. There's no rules. There's no rules. It's like if I'm like, man, I'm trying to have a meeting with Jay-Z.
What year is this?
10 years. This is like 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And so basically, she's like, yo, I can't just get a meeting with these guys. These guys are like, they're like kings. You know what I'm saying out there? Like it's impossible to. I'm like, yo, whatever. So it took maybe 6 months, and they had listened to the music and
Strange.
Strange listened to music. So Travis O'Gwen was back, and he was like, yo. Yeah, if you can get to Kansas City, we'll meet up with us. We spent like every dollar we had, so at that point. And I was like, yo, because I had told her, I said, yo, if he says yes, just book it.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask questions. We need to go. I knew in my heart, I was like, no matter what, we got to get there. So it happened to be a week where we didn't really, we was low on funds. And it was maybe,
sacrifice.
Yeah, it was maybe like $1,800 to go, because we had to leave in a day or two, get the flights. And then, you got to rent a car, hotel, whatever. Yeah. So maybe it was $1,600, $1,800, whatever it was. And I was mad. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I called her like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Like, she's like, yo, Tech Nine and them, they said that they want to meet with us. They're down. I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. I did say that.
Shout out to her, though, man.
Yeah, shout out to you. She's sitting off camera right now.
Like, real shit, man.
You want to come say hello? No, see, all right, listen.
Yeah, shout out to her, though.
But Tara
man,
FBA.
rider, man.
Tara FBA on Instagram. But
facts. If you want to get at Jehry Robinson, that's who you got to go through.
Yeah, and we like
that's how I got him here.
And to your base, I feel like a lot of people like, you guys like the New York Jelly and Bunny and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Run
with it.
And we love them to death. Like that's inspiration, bro. That's incredible when people say, because like I guess we it's hard to have a significant other in the game like that. That's even you know what I'm saying, that involved or
to have you as like no disrespect at all. But you're the star in the scenario. Right. But for you to continuously sit in this spotlight with her off camera and be throwing flowers over that way, that means a lot. Bro. Aside from like a dynamic duo like he just referenced to, like the fact that you sit here and you make sure that she gets her flowers, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's important, but not
it's super important.
But not just in relationships and in business and personal. It's just like I think it's just important, like. Always tell the fact and always like it's like, man, I made this song and it blew up. Well, you made this song. There's probably 4 people in the studio who produced because that's what I mean. That's that man's livelihood. The guy who produced it, the guy who engineered it. Like you know what I'm saying. And Jelly thanked the whole staff at every show. Yeah. Jelly like the guys who were doing the merch, the guys who were driving the trucks, the guys who were bringing in the lighting equipment and shit. For sure. I think not enough people, especially in hip hop and shit. It's like, I'm the man. It's like, whoa, damn, bro, you got a lot of people out here. So I always just. Make sure that everybody get their flowers, man.
I feel you, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
I feel you. I was just telling my little dogs now, man. Like motherfuckers don't get to where they going by their damn self or where they got by their goddamn self.
Facts.
Like they had a team. They had somebody that was in their that was holding them accountable. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's motherfuckers is pushing them and shit. You get to the top, man.
Steve Jobs said his first piece of advice is build a team. Whatever you're doing,
get
a
team.
Get people that fuck with it, that have a like-minded vision and all that, and before, then you could start thinking about what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
first get the team.
That's gonna be honest with you.
That's all right. It's all facts. I love it. So that's how we got to Strange.
That's how we
kicked the door in. Basically,
eventually got there. Yeah, and when we first got there, I was doing I did a Shark Tank pitch and shit because it was like 2018. I was like, I don't really know about record deals and. You know what I'm saying? Hang on a
second. So you said you did a Shark Tank pitch.
Yeah.
To who? To them? Like when you get off the plane, you go to Strange Music. Yep. Run this down, dude, because I think you just named the episode. I think this may be called Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. Yeah, this is Shark Tank. So we get off the plane and we go link with the homie. I think we had like 15 minutes. So I had
goddamn, bet the house boy for 15 minutes.
Yeah. I swear to God, I think that's what it was.
That's how it happened.
He was like, nah. He was like, maybe he said, I got 20 minutes or something. But I feel like people just say that shit. So I say that shit sometimes. Like I don't know. Everybody kind of, just in case it was the worst thing ever for him. So he gave us the time and let us explain it, and we kind of gave him the Shark Tank page. We had the binders, like the merch sales, all the numbers that I'm like, look, at the end of the day, a lot of artists don't understand. It's like this is just a business. These guys just want to see the numbers. They just want to see how could I make money from this, right? Not like, yo, my shit's gonna influence the world and blah blah. Yeah, that's true. And we all know that, but these particular people in this side of the business, they're concerned with that. Yeah. So how could we do that? So after we did the pitch, like they let on like, nah, we knew a lot of that. That's why we even took this, you know, it felt good. It felt like rewarding. I was like, okay, you know, some of that shit they had already like, you know, they wouldn't have even called us back if they didn't do some kind of diligence on it or whatever. So yeah, so it was just like spent like 2 days kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Talk to the homie Tech Nine. He's, you know, he's fucking with the music and shit.
No, hang on now. Don't go too fast. I'm curious about the initial 15-minute conversation. When he gave you the time, how did that conversation end? Did it end with like, hey, let's meet later for drinks? You know what I mean? Let's go to dinner tonight. Like, what happened with that? So I'm curious. I'm really curious.
So it went like that for like 2 days. Like I think we wound up staying
just back and forth. Y'all staying in town. Are y'all still on fucking fumes as far as funds go at this point?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tap the fuck out.
Yeah,
I get it.
Tapped out. Yeah. God,
I think that's really important to touch on, Jehry. I really do. I don't know how often you get to touch on this part of the story, but I think that's important to know that you guys went on like, hey, like you said, I don't give a fuck what happens if they bite the hook, book it. Keep going. We'll figure it out.
Right.
I love that part.
Right. And then, definitely. I mean, also it's kind of like a maybe put a disclaimer like don't try this at home. Like if you got if you got kids, right? Yeah. Like thing is we didn't have any kids, that's one thing. But I will say it's like don't maybe not everyone could do that because I grew up going to when I was taking the train to Queens and Brooklyn. I had no food the whole day, and I had no way to take the train back home. I had to scam the ride and hide in the fucking bathroom. I just grew up
betting on the house, man.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. So I don't know how many people would do that, but yeah, that's what you kind of had to do sometimes.
I get it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we on fumes. Financially, we got not a lot of money, enough money to maybe get back. So we're kicking it with them. They gave us a tour. If you know anything about strange music, it's like Disneyland for our artists. It's like
right.
It's
they take you to the warehouse. It's a different deal.
It's a whole thing, man. So it's like you go there. The tour took fucking 2 days because it's like if he really want to show you what's up. And Tech was he was away on tour at the time. So basically, even from there, this even gets better because if I go that deep, it's like. After that, it wasn't like, yo, this is a game changer, da-da-da. It was like, all right, nice meeting you. I'm going to spin my wheels for a little bit, and I'll hit you up. So I think it was, even before he hit me back, it's probably like 6 months. So it's also that time where it's like, man, that was a waste of that. I had to go out there.
Is that where your mental state was? You thought it was complete waste at this point?
I never do because I have like a fucking delusion. I have a sickness of like, nah, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's kind of like, nah, that's good. God got that. I'm a fucking Christian and shit, so I'm a fucking Christian. Probably shouldn't.
No, it's like, hey, bro, we all I am. You know what I'm saying? You're good, bro. But at the same time,
I believe in God, though. I always believe God. Like I gave that shit to God.
I get it. I totally get it, Bubba. Yeah. When you say you left Kansas City, right? Was that where y'all were?
Yeah, we were in Kansas City.
When y'all went to Kansas City and you linked up with Strange and you were there for a couple of days, y'all stretched it out, and then. That departure, what was that like? You say he was like he'd give you a call or like you'd hear from him.
Let me think about what to do.
Gotcha.
I'll spin my wheels on it. I'll hit you up. So then we went back to Brooklyn.
6
months. Had to hustle fucking back on get that money back and all that.
That's a long time. Yeah, no emails, no nothing. Did you try checking in? How'd that work?
I think a few where we were like, okay, there might be something here still. You know what I'm saying? But if you let your mental defeat you, it's like, man, they don't care. They
talk your shit.
They wasn't really checking for me, but they was like, yeah, I see you. So and here's another thing. This is a good thing for any like artists listening to shit. When in that time, it wasn't like we waiting back on this call. I put up another fucking 10 racks and went on tour. You know what I'm saying? I wanted everybody, touring is definitely in the beginning is something that you probably gonna lose money. Yeah, like you not lose money, you're gonna roll the dice, you're gonna invest money in yourself. So whether it's like, get merchandise or going out there, but shout out, I don't know if y'all know Justina Valentine. She's on Wildin' Out.
I saw her featured on one of your records too.
Yeah, so Justina is on Wildin' Out. She got the bright red hair. She the dopest the dopest chick on the show on TV. And
she be wilding out. Yeah, she can spit too.
Yeah, and that's the homie. And we were working together. Her manager Joan is a close friend, and she was like, "Yo, you want to come on tour?" So the tour winds up costing you money at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So we went on that. It was really dope though. It was a dope experience. And I think, then Strange was checking up on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they see you moving at that point.
They saw some movement. So it's like, that's a good tip too, to be like, man, don't just sit around, just go do your thing. So we did that. And then I linked up with the homie Ayo Wan, who is DJ Khaled's engineer in the studio.
Okay.
So he's engineered like the past 10 hits for We the Best and DJ Khaled. And,
Hold on, pause. Is that where he goes, AO1?
Hey, yo, Juan, did the vocals come in? So that's Juan. Shout out AO1.
Shout out AO1.
Yeah, shout out my boy Pat. They actually just launched a company, Spliffy Papers. I saw someone wrong before.
We'll have to try some.
But yeah, but shout out to them.
Send us some, Jehry.
But Juan, I'm talking to Juan on Instagram, and he's like, yeah, come out here, whatever. And I'm thinking I'm getting like catfished or something. I'm like, yo, is this really the dude? I was going on his page. It looked like it. I was like, he's on the jet. I was like, who is this dude?
I get it.
But I really felt the vibe too. So I went out there and I started kicking it with them. And I was out in Miami for like 2 months, and that was more like just trying to like learn. And I was writing, producing, and doing a whole bunch of shit out there. You know
because I don't want you to get away from this chair without talking about the producing credits and just any producing aspect, because we've only talked about you being an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you do fact check on the kid, he's got producing credits as well. Like he's listed as an artist / producer.
Yeah. I am a producer. Yes.
And noticeably outside, I noticed the keyboard on your arm, like the keys on your arm.
Yes.
And that is a fun fact, guys. If you ever see anyone with keys on their fucking forearm, they're a producer. At some point in their life, they were producing or mixing records.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I was doing that for a minute, and then still didn't get I don't think we spoke to Strange Music though.
But they were watching.
I was about to move to Miami, and that was back because I felt a vibe. Like shout out Juan and them, they're still family and shit, and they're good dudes. They kind of took me in. Like by the first week there, I'm like locking up the studio. I felt the family. I felt the automatic connection to those guys.
Dope.
And I was like, man. And the thing was, at that point, I had to pivot. Like we were doing the shows locally and stuff, and I was like becoming a local, thing or whatever. But I was like, I don't got the money. I don't got that connections. I'm never gonna get out of that circuit. I'm gonna stay here forever. So I just felt like I had to move. So whether it was like Kansas City or, I had this thing in Miami going on, I knew at that point I was like, and I think that's a huge thing. You got to know when to leave home sometimes.
Right.
Facts.
Especially in this stuff. Sometimes, not always, you know what I'm saying? But or even if it's like a tour or something, you just got to know, like, yo, I got to get different places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody already fuck with me here if they going to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I've done all I could do.
I get it.
Yeah. So that was really it. And then we got the call, Tech got back from tour, I think it was, and he called me. He was like, man, you chopped it down, you know what I'm saying?
And 1 second, I'm sorry. Crazy. On the tour before, you met Tech and all that, right? Or no?
No, I
think that's important too. Yeah. We should talk about that.
I had some phone conversations and shit, but I didn't meet Tech Nine. So basically, he called me and said, yo, his partner Travis, shout out Travis O'Gwen.
Right.
He sent over the records to Tech, and Tech was on tour. So Tech called me. He's like, yo, you chopped it down, So I'll be honest, from New York, like I rap fast and shit, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't refer to it as chopping. So,
gotcha.
So that's not. I just didn't know what that was. So Tech was like, yo, you chopped it down, on his record. I'm like, I didn't know if it was negative or positive. Yeah. I was like, yo, is he saying like, nah, this ain't it?
I don't think he's gonna go out of his way to. At that point in his career, he's not gonna go out of his way to call you and tell you it's not good. So I'd almost lean on the positive tip.
So it was funny, like he laughed shit, and then on my birthday, I actually flew out there. I was in the studio, and Tech pulled up on me, man. That was the first time I met him. That's hard. Yeah, I remember I was in his studio. I had to meet him. I had like my feet up on the console for some reason. I was just way too comfortable. He walked in. I'm like, oh shit, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, you good, bro? So one of the nicest humans I've ever met, man. Just the fucking most humble dude ever. And just hopped on a record right there. I was playing the beat. It's on my Instagram. He just jumped in there, started bouncing, like changed my whole shit, man. It's like when Tech Nine tell you that you the shit or you could rap good. It's like, damn, I believe in myself now a little more. You know what I'm saying? So,
shout out Tech. He's one of the dopest lyricists out there, though. You know what I'm saying? And he goes in. And his style
every time, bro. Every time.
He is literally a creative genius, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Just flat out. Like if you're, some people look at him as, and sometimes he may get. The people may get just by seeing a picture of him, the way he paints his face sometimes and that kind of shit. You may get the wrong impression of Tech Nine. It's easy to.
Man, but when you get,
but he is a fucking genius when it comes to wordplay. The architecture he fucking has when it comes to building records and the way he.
Yeah, nobody raps like Tech Nine, man.
Nobody.
I'm gonna tell you who turned me on to Tech Nine, though, man. I was watching a Wayne interview.
Oh,
and they asked Wayne like who was one of the people that he wanted to do music with, and Tech Nine was one of them.
he loved Tech, bro.
So I was
Wayne
like,
loved Tech.
like, man, who the fuck is Tech Nine? You know what I'm saying? Went to Tech Nine, I was like, damn, dude is hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then when you get when somebody like that, right, they give you props. It's the same way.
Well, I mean, he's not the type of gentleman you just see online giving out just hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see him doing that a lot. We've seen it maybe a couple times, but it's a very small list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to be in that list is something special.
Elton John called Tech Nine recently. Yeah, I think he was on Elton John's podcast, but he called him out of nowhere and was like, he was caught in like England looking for a Tech Nine vinyl. And he was in like the record store, and he made like a whole, everybody, like the press was on it, and he was like, yeah, Tech Nine is he's like, I've never heard anything like it, like vocally. So that's coming from Elton John,
crazy.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's
yeah,
crazy
so, yeah. Yeah, and The Rock, he just did something with The Rock. The Rock wanted to.
Yeah, we saw that.
The Rock asked
viral
Tech
like a
to do
motherfucker.
it. Yeah, The Rock wanted to do it.
Did Tech write his shit, or did The Rock write his shit? Do you know? Come on, Jehry, give us the inside baseball.
I think. I mean, I don't want to be quoted on anything like that, but
I feel you.
No, I think it was a collaboration. No, I think The Rock came up with like ideas, and then Tech,
Rock's openly been a fan of Tech forever, dude. Same with like Jelly and Shrug. He loves those guys, man.
Yeah.
So when you got the call, I don't want to lose track of the story.
Yeah.
You get the call from Tech.
Yeah.
And you say on your birthday you flew out.
Yeah.
They fly you out, or you just been in the city? What was that like?
At that point, I think I flew myself out still to go because they let me use the studio.
Got you.
Know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
So they were like, come out here and work.
Yeah, because I was obsessed with the studio. I was like, man, I went back home to New York, and I kept saying like, man, I just want to go back to that studio, man. I felt like free. You know what I'm saying? I felt like a new creative vibe out there. So I had said that to them, and they were like, all right, come out. So maybe I flew myself out, but then they gave me the studio time or whatever to
love it.
That time.
Yeah. Cool. And you say Tech showed up at the session.
Yeah.
Y'all knocked the record out that night?
Yeah.
What's the name of that record?
It's called Daylight.
Gotcha.
It's
cool.
called Daylight. Yeah. That shit just hit like 2 million streams or something like that, which is crazy.
Dope.
That was like right before. So this was all the best part. This was right before the pandemic. So this was like all this energy.
I didn't even take that into accountability of the story. Or
So like, I'm thinking like we're gonna drop this thing. We're going on this big tour.
Wow.
Actually, Jelly Roll. Shout out Jelly Roll. He was on the tour, the Interfere tour.
Okay.
And I was getting to jump on that and shit, and it was just this crazy energy. And then I think it was the day my album dropped. It was the day they shut the nation down.
Wow.
It was literally like that day, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Which which was a blessing and a curse because
motherfucker sitting still.
Everybody was home. Yeah. So I you know what I mean? It was just a crazy thing. But the tour got canceled. And then Jelly and Tech were supposed to do a tour together, which would have been crazy.
Sure. We remember that part of his career. Trust us.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's crazy now to speak on Jelly for a minute. And Jelly's took a lot of Tech's blueprint to this point.
Word.
Like when it comes to Jelly's merch game and the way he's moving it from city to city, and his merch game's strong.
Yeah,
nowadays,
I think Jelly will tell you that straight up. He actually just actually honored Tech and brought him out on the Nashville Bridgetown show. Yeah. That was unbelievable, man. I shed a tear up there because that was fucking.
When this comes out, we recently had Jelly on. We had him on for the Bridgestone recap.
Did y'all touch on that at all with Technology?
The whole we talked not to the degree of their story and that kind of shit, but to the just that it's called the Bridgestone breakdown, and it's literally from Jelly, just his whole spiel on how everything came together, a few fun facts and how things dropped. Like I said, at the time when this episode comes out, that episode is in existence. It's out for everyone to see.
Yeah,
but dope. It's dope that the big man came through that and talked about that because with the success of Creature, the record that him and Tech have,
and Chris Calico, man, Chris
Calico, cannot forget that.
Guy's an animal.
Is now platinum. That record is a platinum record, and that's amazing just to say that.
Yeah,
but the fact that the hometown show had the moment where he was able to bring Chris Calico and Tech Nine out for that song in front of a sold out homecoming show at the end of the tour.
Yeah.
Magical.
You
know what I mean? And then, but that, I gotta be honest, bro, at the after party that night, that's where I saw Jehry. You know what I mean? Like from Red Rocks, Jehry didn't open, being Bridgestone, he was here. Jehry was in town for the Bridgestone show. But
Had to be, man.
and that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
But in reality, I didn't see you the same as Red Rocks. You were still on my radar, and I knew that we had dates planned when y'all were coming to town. But my stupid fucking ass just wasn't thinking like he's got to be in town for fucking Bridgestone.
Yeah.
But in the after party, I literally.
Yeah, I love it. That's what I love, that type of energy, man. That's the hustle that I like too. It's like this podcast shit is like music, man. It's like you can get anybody in the world to come through here, man. It's up to you. The same thing I said with the meeting. It's like anybody in the world, man. So if somebody's in Nashville and you can get them to pop up, man, I don't see why they wouldn't want them. It's a dope over here, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. But it's the moment I passed him. I mean, it's not hard to miss him with that around your neck. It's really not.
Shout out Strange Music, man.
Right, exactly. Shout out Strange. But especially from the first encounter I had with you guys, like y'all were in tandem. I knew your face from conversations with you, and I knew yours from our conversation together. Like it was easy. As soon as I passed you, I was like,
me
"Yeah,
and
that's
Tara,
fucking
we always together, man.
Jehry."
Yeah.
I called him out just like that in front of a crowd of people. He immediately turned around, came right back to me. I was like, "Bro, I don't know how long you're in town, but if you got time, fucking call me."
Yeah,
yeah. Fun facts, dude. And that was fucking Friday night, and here we are Sunday evening.
That's the beauty of the
or Monday
internet.
evening. It's Monday.
Yeah. So crazy, how crazy. Like shit can happen so quick, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, by the time you put this out, I got a song with fucking, I don't know. I got a song with fucking Drake out there, right? You know, I met him on the way out. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just never know in this world how quickly things could happen. And that's an inspirational thing, bro.
Yeah. But I love, with like I was saying when you first sat down or when we first started tonight, I was saying, like it's kind of rare where we get the out of state talent. And the fact that when you take like the core, we have a gentleman on our, from ChadArmes, phenomenal rapper. I've been doing music with this guy for 15, 20 years, right?
I'm definitely going to check out everything after this.
You're familiar with O&E just from Welcome to the Trap House. You know what I'm saying? But this guy's a fucking monster. Like we all create music, but we do have a gentleman on our show named Leroy Biggs. He's 22 years old. You know what I mean? A whole different demeanor, but he's a very, very present force in the country rap scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And from our like local viewing, our like regional viewing demographic, I love the fact that we have Jehry Robinson here for us to introduce them to.
For sure.
Because the cosign, the story that you told us tonight about just your come up, bro, and us not really knowing, we didn't get into everything and like, your inspirations and shit, but just to hear like who this guy is and why he's here and how he got here, how I first encountered him for what it was worth. And he's got a whole catalog behind him, man. And it's co-signed by fucking Strange Music and Tech Nine. What more do you want? Like if you guys give this guy an opportunity and tap into some of his catalog, I'll make sure all your shit's below too, like where they can tap into your catalog.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. And that's really what it is. Still at this point, it's like I'm gonna go wherever I can. I'm gonna go that extra mile to come through and just move, network, just meet people, build, man.
It's admirable as shit, bro.
Appreciate y'all, and definitely check out the music, man. To anybody listening, man, that's the main reason I'm anywhere. OS, you know what I mean? It's just to promote that, and it's just a extension of me.
Yeah.
So if you really want the story, like my music is definitely, I don't just try to make music for the radio or try to make music for a particular reason. It's kind of just my therapy and shit. A lot of it is poetry. I got some fun songs, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got some shit people go crazy to, but if you listen to the whole album, like you'll definitely get some points and be like, oh, okay, I kind of know this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're a very, very, for our watchers and listeners that don't know, he's a very versatile artist.
Oh yeah,
he goes every which way on records. Like he really can. He can deliver. He can
should.
Yes, as you should.
Never box yourself in.
But yes, never box yourself into one lane, bro. I love how the reach that you have doing like from different tones, from like just delivering bars from different tones. Like you match whatever record you're on. But when you want to get melodic, you can get melodic, but you can still match those tones that match that fucking record.
Yeah, I'll take that because I always say I'm a chameleon on a record.
That's it. You know perfect. When you dumb down what I just said, chameleon. That is a perfect fucking analogy.
Yeah, I just like to make
love that.
I like to make whatever the fuck I'm feeling, man. If I'm feeling angry, sad, if I'm feeling super happy, if I make a pop song, if I make a rock song, it does not matter, bro. So that was hard. That's why I fuck with Tech's label, Strange Music, bro. It's like my music was always kind of strange.
Real versatile label.
Yeah,
too.
it wasn't something. It was just like you know, it wasn't everyone like I would meet with labels or something. They'd be like, well, we could do a rap album or we could do a reggae album or, you know, like I love reggae. So there's a lot of, if you listen through, you'll catch a lot of reggae vibes on the production, on the vocals and shit. And, you know, they were like, yeah, you know, you got to pick a lane. And I just couldn't. Like, it's not even like I did on purpose. When I make music, I go in the studio and I don't think this is what comes out. And I'm like, every real artist, like somebody like, you know, salute to Jelly or Technon or, you know, the people I got to work around, like, they'll say like, no, fuck that. Like, that's what it is. Yeah. Like the dudes who were selling out arenas. They're like, bro, you're supposed to go in there and not think. You're supposed to make whatever comes out. So whatever that is, don't let anybody ever tell you that, you know, it's too left or it's too crazy or it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's you, bro. Like it's you because you made it. It's like, oh, it might not sound like, you know, the same thing that we used to. It doesn't matter, bro. It's like, if you do that, you'll win. Yeah. And you know, this only people that tell me that, which is crazy to think about, is like I got to meet Snoop Dogg. I got to meet, and I asked him. Everybody, I asked the same questions people will ask me. You know, like, yo, man, what inspires you to do this or whatever? Like, so they all kind of say the same thing. It's just like, be unapologetically you. Don't and not just in the music, just in life. Just be you. Don't try to wear something or say something or talk a certain way or just don't think about what you're doing when you're doing it. Just do it.
And sooner or later, that shit's gonna get old.
Yeah, exactly.
And what happened when that burned out?
And how you gonna keep up a lie? That's I always say, like, it's so. I'm too stupid to lie, bro. I can't remember all the lies I told you about. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be forgetting shit. I'd just stumble all over my own fucking lies, dog.
Yeah, I'm too dumb to lie. So it's like I'm just always gonna be me. And musically, that's the most fucking important. And it's hard because, you know, you'll have a million different people like, yeah, you don't think this is a little too much, or you know, you went too far with this. It's like, I cannot think like that, bro. It's not mine. Like, especially once it's released, it's like that is the people's. And the fact that I have a little cult following of people who give a fuck right now, it's like, I don't give a fuck what they saying over here. Like, I can't like, by the time, you know what I mean? By the time I have time to worry about what the people over here are saying, I got to go to sleep, man. It's fucking, I'm tired, bro. I just spent a day, you know, doing my thing. So it's like, I just focus on, and I met Macklemore, who, you know, people like, yo, Macklemore's too corny. He's too whatever. It's like,
he's a very rich man.
He's a very rich man. He's a very smart man, and he's a talented guy. So, you know, I got to meet him, and I asked him the same thing. And it was when I had those 300 people. I got to meet him, and you know, he was like, I was like, yo, what advice would you give me? And his boy had told him, I knew his boy, so he was like, yeah, you got 300 people, right? He's like, just make music for them. And like every time you go in the studio, every time you do anything with the music, just think, yo, I'm doing it for these 300 people. So if the 301st person don't like that shit, fuck them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it for them. So I started even, you know, it's intimidating if you get anxiety, like trying to go out in the music business. Like, I would just write my post for 300 people that care. In my mind, I'd be like, yo, to all y'all what was your favorite track, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I would not even think there's other people that are looking at that. And I maintain that. It's like, now I got 50,000 people, 100,000 on Spotify. It's like those same people I'm just talking to. Like, that's just y'all. Fuck what anybody else got to say. I'm just talking to these people that follow me and the people that fuck on my shit. If it's, and then people go, wait, let me see what it is. You know, I kind of want him to talk to me. It's like almost like I'm not talking to you unless
you leave.
Yeah, real shit. So
thought we had something special.
Yeah, for real. So,
where are you going, man? So you know, you talked about the COVID strike, and then you know, it canceling out that tour. Yeah, and that's a massive blow. It was, but you know, gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? I guess to a degree. But you mentioned Jelly about that time. You know, about that's when y'all had basically had a plan. Yeah. Listen, I want to talk about that a little bit because initially that's how I met you. It's through you were opening, and I had no idea. Yeah. When I arrived at Red Rocks, I had no idea who Jehry Robinson was. I had no fucking clue. I thought, like I said, I explained it when the first 3 minutes of this episode. Yeah, so shout out to Jelly Roll because now you do, and so the 10,000 people that were at fucking Red Rocks, which is crazy. Jelly, like around that time when I had started working with Strange, I'm working on my first album there, and I met him. We were just vibing in the studio, like smoking joints outside and shit, and I had showed him a couple records, and he heard this song Daddy Issues, which is on we got a record together called Daddy Issues on the first Strange album. I heard that on your set at Red Rocks. Yes, and it's just essentially about my niece's father leaving, and then at the time just stepping up and being there and all that, and I had Jelly just he related to it, whatever he felt it, and
he wound up getting on. He wound up singing it, and it was fucking magical, bro. And I felt like it was just a bond. I hadn't known him really. Like I couldn't believe he even pulled up in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like when he remembered. Actually, I remember I had met him quick. I actually met him at Red Rocks, which is crazy, opening up for Tech Nine.
Wow.
The first time I met Jelly, and I was
talk about 6 degrees of separation.
Man, say this shit.
I was with Wifey again, and the same thing. We out here like we always just trying to move, like just stealth, like just out here. And we were invited by Tech Nine to come through. We came through. Another thing where we just kind of, Tech was like, come through. I said, all right, cool. I'm just gonna get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure I'm over there and go show love and support. And we were just chilling, and I just found out about Jelly Roll. I seen him. We started talking, you know what I'm saying? Smoke, like I was like, man, this dude's cool as fuck. I think anybody who's ever met Jelly said the same thing, like this dude's cool as fuck, man.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, man, he just opened up. I watched him open up, man. I was like mesmerized by it all. And coming from New York, I never even heard of Red Rocks, to be honest. I swear to God, this is 2019. I never even heard of Red Rocks, you know what I'm saying? So it was just, I felt like the only thing that existed was like Long Island, Brooklyn, and Queens and shit
I get
for
it.
a long time. It's like, but I was over there, I was just blown away, and I said in the car, I was like, man, if I could just get to where that dude is at. And he just opened up and just did that show. Whatever, maybe he had a couple 100,000, stream or listeners or whatever, whatever it was. And I just looked at his shit, and I was like, man, I gotta be like that guy. And like, crazy how it came back around.
Because now that's exactly what it is.
2 years later, and this motherfucker hit me, man. He was like, yeah. And I was like, he's at, I always tell him, man, if you need me, you know what I'm saying? If you want me to come out, bro, I got you. Like that's another thing too. You always got to put yourself out. Like,
absolutely.
So I would always say like, bro, if you need me, I got you. Hit me up on the phone call away, dog. That type of shit. And then one day I was like, yeah, if you need me, just say the word. And he was like, I'm saying the word. And I was like, damn, what you mean? So then a couple months went by, and I ain't really hear from him. I might have hit him up once or twice, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? I went back. I told couple people at the layout, I was like, man, cancel the schedule if we can't book anything. Jelly said like October, he wants to take me out, we do some shows. So I wanted it so bad, like I really gave a fuck. I was like, man, I just felt the vibe. I was like, I have to, if he need me there or he want me there in any capacity,
want to be
I'm
available.
Coming.
Yeah,
it's real.
So I left my whole, like I lost a couple bags and shit, just being like, nah. And then people were like, bro, I heard he didn't even hit you back. You know what I'm saying? Like same type of shit, man. I'm just always on some shit where I'm like, nah, I think we good. He said we good, and something about that, man. Even when he said he'd do the song, same thing. He called me. He FaceTimed me.
The daddy issues.
Yeah, it was. I had to get it in on Friday. It was like 2:00 in the morning on like Thursday. He FaceTimed me. Hey, Bubba, I'm doing this song. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker like really hold his fucking word, and I feel like I resonate with that because I'm the same fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So like if I say to somebody, if I tell a little homie, hey, you gonna open up when I do this venue, and then I'm in town, I'll remember that shit from 2 years ago. I'll track that motherfucker down. Hey, remember I told you you was gonna open up, bro. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's similar in that way. So yeah, so he hit me, and then I wound up doing fucking Red Rocks, same way I met his ass, man.
Yeah. And was that your first run with Jelly at Red Rocks? Did you do some cities before with him, or how that work?
Yeah. I think we did 12 shows or something like that.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. 10
prior
shows.
or up to that, like when was that? Was that like midway, the last of it?
That was like the fucking, for me, that was like the grand finale of the run.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I don't even know what those first 9 or however many looked like, but I could see why Red Rocks would be the finale.
Yeah. I was on it
was magical, bro.
Red Rocks was fucking magical, man. I feel like I blacked out up there, man. It was so
you did your thing,
energy.
dog.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that's what got me here, man. And that's amazing. It makes it all worthwhile, man, the whole journey. But yeah, I did, what was it, Washington, we did Vegas, we did Idaho, we did a lot of shows before that, and every fucking night was like that, you know what I'm saying? Every single venue was amazing. But Red Rocks was the grand finale for me.
It was great, man.
Yeah,
then I went to, after Red Rocks, I went to Colorado Springs. I went to that like the following night, I think it was the following night.
Yes, that's it was Colorado Springs.
Yeah, a little private venue, like 700, something like that. But
cool.
Yeah, it was super dope. I pulled up right as Steel was coming off stage. I was a little late getting there, but I got
crazy.
there. It was amazing. That was super dope. But I seen you briefly that night. I maybe just in passing or just quick dap, but that was it. But the whole story that it's wild as fuck to hear that you first met Jelly at Red Rock.
Yeah.
When he was fucking opening up for
and then
Tech.
And then
you get
turn around,
signed by
he's in
Tech.
that position.
Yeah.
And then open up for Jelly at Red Rock.
Yeah, like I think 2 years later, probably
That's wild,
around the
dude.
same time too. So yeah, and then you know what's funny is like I get to meet some kids that are over there that are coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey man, this is a crazy cycle of shit. You know, like I'm talking to and then the homie Atlas. I don't know if you know Atlas.
Yes, I met Atlas at Red Rock, and he is a fucking great person.
He's absolutely great dude, but definitely a superstar. Like somebody I think
very
is like
talented person.
Somebody the world is yet to fully know or understand. But yeah, Atlas is like, but it's just, you know, Atlas was doing some shows on that tour. He never did a show. So he had,
and he performed that night. He came out.
Oh my
Jelly brought
God.
him out to "You're a Fucking Bitch."
Yeah,
That song.
That's crazy.
He brought him out a few times on the tour, and Atlas was like, "Yeah, you know, it's my." And Atlas had like, shout out to Atlas for having 2 million whatever it was monthly listeners.
Yeah,
and he's like,
killing
Yo,
it.
I never did it. I haven't done a show.
Got a new record right now. Shout out David Ray. David Ray's been working with him a lot.
Still Matthews, man. That whole team over there is incredible, bro. They're
big.
all amazing dudes, and they're gonna take over the world this year, man. Everybody needs to stay tuned for Atlas. I feel that.
I believe you.
Yeah.
He's a very talented dude, and dude, you talk about a genuine person because he didn't know me from a hole in the fucking wall, and I met him at Red Rocks, and then followed up with him the following night at Colorado Springs. And when I first got to that show, fun fact, I stood out back for like 40 minutes until Maui got there and got me in that bitch.
Okay.
Right? Because I had a ticket, but I went through the front door and it was fucking packed. It was dumped wall to wall. Yeah. And I said, no, I'm good. I'm going to go around back and I'll just wait on one of the guys to get me in. And I waited on Maui. But beforehand, Atlas showed up. And Atlas literally approached me and was like, hey, bro, I know you. I met you last night. And I'm like, well, yes, you do. And you're Atlas and I'm nobody. Nice to meet you.
Hey, you ain't nobody, man. You squint.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, bro. But, you know, I guess he didn't know that barely, man. I mean, he remembered me from the night before enough to where he was willing to have a conversation with me. But it led up. I mean, it led to about a 20, 25-minute conversation, man. I mean,
yeah, real dude, man. And
super great guy.
Yeah, he just dropped like 2 new singles, man. Go check out Atlas, you know, and stay tuned on that boy because he's a monster.
Yeah, I totally co-sign every word you just said, man. He is a beast.
I'm gonna post this clip in like 2 years, and like I told y'all.
Yeah, I've been telling y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's dope as fuck, man. And then, like I said, to get the 10, 12 dates, however many you had on Jelly's most recent tour.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then, yeah, man, it was bananas, dude. Like I said, my initial ever coming across Jerry Robinson, bro, is when I seen you at Red Rocks, bro, and you shook it, you did your thing, and then after the show, you just wasn't a dick, bro. You know what I mean? You didn't know me shit. You didn't even know me a conversation, and you entertained the conversation. You were a genuine dude. You're just a real humble guy.
Appreciate that,
and,
man. Ditto for all y'all over here, man.
We appreciate that, man. But the fact that, you know, when was that? When was Red Rocks?
October.
3 months ago.
Right? 3 months ago.
October 23rd.
We can go 3 months. Almost 3 months. 2.5 months.
Yeah, 2.5 months.
But, you know, fast forward from Red Rocks and that conversation, like I looked forward to when Jerry Robinson and his better half came to fucking Nashville. I was looking forward to it.
Appreciate that, man.
But, bro, amongst the fucking madness that led up to Bridgestone, Jelly at Bridgestone, it slipped my mind. I didn't even fucking think that y'all would be in town for this. And then when I seen you at that after party, the fact that it just happened so fast and 2 days later y'all are here before y'all go back, like
that's real.
I really appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Yeah, man. And hopefully this interview gets a bajillion views and it's the best thing we ever did, you know?
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so, man. But I mean, honestly, dog, like I said, you put an impression on me initially, bro, enough to where I brung it home with me and hoped that you would sit down at this table soon enough.
Appreciate
and
it,
luckily, man. It all worked out, bro. And it just makes you that much more credible from the story you told to, you know, where you come from and the inspirations you've took on and just what brung you here. But the fact that you showed the fuck up and do something like this is just cool, bro. It's just cool shit.
Dang, it's cool as shit that y'all make these things, man, because it's important, I think, to, especially you said there's not a lot of people from out of state or whatever. It's like it's important to showcase what the fuck is going on. Where
Absolutely.
you're from, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's important to give a platform and the only way we could do that is if people like yourselves go out and make the shit, and it's hard.
Yeah.
These things are hard, man. You got to get microphones. You got to get, you know what I mean? You got to get the setup. It's like people don't realize what goes into shit. So I appreciate what y'all do, man. And I hope that we all become the next generation of podcast music and
Yeah, facts, bro. We don't want nothing but success for you over here, bro. And the fact that when I offered the spot on the show, it was because of your stage presence and what you presented to me as an artist. I mean, it don't get no realer than that. You know what I mean? But then when you fall through and you come through and it turns into a genuine conversation, I don't know if there was any weird moments for you or you've been comfortable the whole time, but this is just a fucking conversation. Like, we just sit back and kick it, bro. It's just been a good ride. It's been cool.
Yeah.
But I really hope that people fucking take on any of it and just really explore your catalog, dog, and really get familiar with your music.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Because ultimately that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And
that's really it, man. Like I just fucking, when I was at the Bridgestone Arena the other night, I turned to my wife. I was like, man, this is it. Like, you either want this shit or you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could get to here or you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really, it was almost like a moment for me. You know, in a couple of years, I've been just moving head down. It's like I kind of stopped for a second and was like, bro, this is what I'm trying to do, I guess. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like even being on these shows and shit, it was like I wasn't on the show at Bridgestone. I just went. You know what I'm saying? I was just
that's awesome though.
Yeah, I just got to, thank God I knew the homies and we got to go, kick it at that little party or whatever the fuck. But
that's super dope.
It was really dope.
Super cool.
But yeah, it was just like I went as a spectator, you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, this is what I'm trying to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? It brought it back for me. It's just so simple. Yeah. Such a simple thing. It's like, what are you trying to do? Like, people, even on podcasts, like, what are you trying to do in the next 10 years? And I'm like, that.
Right.
Whatever happened on Friday night at the Bridgestone Arena with Jelly Roll. And then, like, I felt like every person in that crowd was like Jelly's, like felt like their family, or like, you know what I'm saying? You could feel even the difference from the tour. It was like, this is his home. This is people, like, this is his barber. This is his old barber that he fucked over to go to that barber.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a big ass reunion, man.
Think about it.
You can feel the proudness from everybody.
I have to make sure everybody understands what was just said right there, because that literally came from an artist that opened for how many? 12? 10 or 12?
Yeah.
12?
Red Rocks?
10. 10 dates for Jelly's most recent tour. And he literally just told us that the home crowd was fucking different. It was like a family reunion type shit. Barber stool or something. He just referenced to a barber.
Yeah.
I think that's really fucking important, because that's exactly what the fuck it was, dog.
Yeah. And you could feel that shit. That shit is like, you could actually feel like, yo, this is different, man. This is crazy. I seen so many people crying, I started crying. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what the fuck I was crying. I was like, damn. And I knew, because I'm like, man, but I don't even know Jelly like a lot of these people in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean, that's the story, man. That's the story, man. From nothing to something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's definitely an inspiring one.
Yeah,
very
for 15,000 people.
And it's also like I do. I'll be doing my shows, and like I've been selling out. 500 people. I get excited, and it's like also like a thing like, all right, you ain't doing shit, homeboy. You got work to do. Let's go. Back to work. You know what I'm saying? Back to work.
Don't sell yourself short at all, bro.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, still, that's a good night regardless, especially when they're all there to see you.
No, for sure. But it's also just that extra, this is crazy.
There's definitely a level of inspiration involved with 50,000 or 15,000 people. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Control, bro.
You could be selling out 12 and you see that, you're going to want 15. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. Yeah, but which isn't good. You can't always chase the numbers and the thing, but, you got to have some kind of goal set. So that was definitely a big thing.
So, like we touched on the catalog a little bit, man. And, we'll make sure, I want to make sure like some of your artist profiles are attached down in the description below so people can immediately just tap into the catalog. But earlier I talked about, I done forgot the name of the song again.
Out My Face.
Thank you. The intro, that is the album called what?
That's called The Name's Not Important.
Name's Not Important. And that was your last solo project to date, correct?
Last year. Yeah, last year.
Last year. What time of the year did that come out exactly?
We dropped that September.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's been about a year. It's been year and a couple months.
Yeah, we about to
what's that looking like for you?
Shit. We like right there on the new shit right now. I just had a meeting the other day, and this shit, bro, this is the most exciting thing I've ever done. It's like every time it gets crazier. You know what I'm saying? It's just just through time. So I can't say too much about features and shit. And but I'm saying 2023, early 2023, we're about to drop some new music, man. And it's that's the main thing. And I'm not even on the level of promoting that. That's not even why I came. I came to just kick it.
I get it, 1,000,000%. I'm curious. I'm just anxious for something new. Yeah. Hey, I'm just anxious for what's next for you.
So on some real shit, you heard that here first, man. You heard it here on this podcast first, man. Early 2023, man. We definitely about to have some new music out there, bro.
Dope. And you know damn well if you're around Nashville then or around the city. And shout out to you, bro, because I know it's if y'all were where were y'all staying in the city? Were y'all downtown somewhere? Where? Columbia?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, my homies out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck y'all doing in Columbia?
We got some people out there. So
that's not horrible from here, but it's still not fun from here.
No, but we just were in the city every day.
Shout out to y'all for pulling up out here. You know what I mean? Because Murfreesboro's kind of out the way sometimes for some of these folks.
No, we've been riding around Nashville for like 4 days. We've been everywhere.
Dope, man, dope. But I just wanted to point that out. It's you gotta go like a little extra bit to get out of. I got some shit to say, and that I don't want that to go unrecognized because if it's safe for somebody that's staying somewhere put up downtown in an Airbnb or some shit, and then they GPS it and they're like, "Oh, the fuck up, Squinch, you fucking 35 minutes outside."
Nah, we here, man. We here.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it don't hit right.
Nah, we here, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate anybody who gives a fuck, man. You trying to rock with me? I'm trying to rock with you.
Yeah, bro. 1,000,000%, dog. And that's what I was leading back to. Like you're aiming towards after the first of the year to give us some new music. We're excited for it. Period. Just because we've got to know you a little bit better over the last hour and 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Excited for you out here, man.
You got a fan in me, man.
Yeah, for sure. And but do me a favor, bro. Whenever you come back around, dog, like it come through, let me know. Pull up, we'll make some food and shit. This is my home, aside from being the studio. You know what I'm saying? Y'all pull the fuck up, we'll fire the grill up, man. Make a fucking day out of it, but still get another episode and talk about the new music.
100%, man.
And I'm sure you'll have some shit to say. You follow what I'm saying?
I'm sure I will, man. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot cooking, man. We got a lot going on. So, that's like the new thing to me is really, really just being low key and trying to let the music speak for itself.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? Because like you come up, it's like, yo, this move, you get on that DJ Khaled energy and shit. But like, I feel so confident this time in the actual music that I'm like,
dope.
Please, just wait on it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say anything. I don't want to give you any opinions, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you any preconceived notions. I just want people to hear that shit. I wish we could just drop it. You know those like those albums that just drop in the middle of the night and shit. Yeah. But it's a little difficult with record labels and all that these days. But yeah, it's one of those projects. I'm like, man, I just want everyone to have this motherfucker.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Well, shit, dude. Yeah. I mean, we're recording this on the fucking 12th of December. It'll probably come out like next week, in the next week sometime probably.
You gonna hear it. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So and he just told us, you know, first quarter basically of the year.
Yeah, you heard it here
by the end of
first.
the first quarter.
Shit to say podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? You heard it here first.
Oh, we're fucking with you, Jehry, for sure, bro. And we
back.
We appreciate you 1,000,000%. Jehry Robinson, man. Shout out Strange Music. Shout out Jehry Robinson. Shout out to your better half, man, for getting them over here, man. I appreciate y'all.
Shout out FBA, man. Shout out Jelly Roll.
Yeah, shout out Jelly, man.
Jelly Roll, the reason I'm here, man.
Love. We kind of like that guy over here. He's all right, man. You know what I mean? But
here, man.
I appreciate you. Just like I said, full circle, bro. Because it's just from 3 months ago till now. It's just it's super cool that you're here, man. And I appreciate you pulling up, smoking one with me, and hanging out for the show. And just know the next time you come to town, pull the fuck up, Bubba, because you got a seat here anytime you want it. You follow me?
Straight
I'm
up.
here, man. We got a lot. We're gonna have a lot to catch up on.
Dope, man. Shout out Strange Music. Shout out Jehry fucking Robinson.
Yeah.
O&E, Squint615. I got some shit to say.com. ChadArmesTV.
Yeah.
We out of here, dog.
Mildred.
Bitch, we got views.